Okay. Morning, everyone. Nice to see all of you again today. Welcome to today's Founders Conversation, February edition, which was Elevating Your Sales Success. My name is Kathy Kariuki, coordinator with Founders Profit Academy, FPA, a community within Small Founders Association. At FPA, we help business owners grow, scale, and thrive through our specialized coaching framework. In my role, I support our license training coaching programs where we provide the tools and support entrepreneurs to reach their full potential. Today, we're excited to dive into a critical topic for SMBs, which is upselling and cross-selling techniques to maximize profits. So previously, our speaker during our Physical Founders Hangout took us through part 1 of the series. She took us through her race framework, which was intentional in the results based on your attitude, competency, and execution, and the ABCs of etiquette, which are appearance, behavior, and communication. Part 2 of the conversation focused on selling with confidence and purpose. The speaker shared the acronym for SHAPE, which was spiritual, heart, abilities, personalities, and experience to guide you in staying true to your mission. And of course, having a strong why, which is reminding you where you want to go as a person. Part 3 of the conversation, which was last week, focused on creating a winning sales pitch that closes deals. And the speaker emphasized on having a proof conversation framework that was founded on an SPL model. That is S standing for situational, the need to understand questions and where the customer wants to go. There was P, proposing of a solution. And then there was the L, leading the person to buy. And still remembering to work on your inside as well as the general business parameters of knowing the customer better. There was now another approach, which was to now prepare to close the deal, which used the acronym PASTA. P, which was a problem, bringing out the desire. There was A, agitation, bringing out the awareness. If you don't act now, you miss out. There was S for solution that addresses the problem, and testimonials, T, recalling your successes and failures. And she also cautioned us about not hooking up our testimonials. And then, of course, O, the offer must be compelling, and R, which is response to action. So I'm thrilled to introduce to you our speaker, Sonny Anagasa. Sonny Anagasa is a sales and leadership coach and our Small Founders Association outreach director. She has over 10 years of experience in sales training, leadership development, and mentorship. She has a master's in entrepreneurship from JCAT and a certification in transformative coaching. Sonny is also a founder of Wadada Kupitiza, a women's mentorship initiative that champions for gender diversity and economic empowerment. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Sonny Anagasa as she guides us through today's conversation on upselling and cross-selling techniques to maximize profits.
Thank you so much, Catherine. I'm so glad to be here again, concluding this series on sales for the month. So I'm very excited, and especially about today's topic. Thank you.
Karibu sana. Okay, let's dive in. So let's first understand the fundamentals. Like the good students we are in the sales. So kindly tell us what's the difference between upselling and cross-selling, and why are both important for a business?
All right. Yeah, so maybe we could start by looking at, let's say, the segmentation or these terms all put together in a framework called CUDA, which is CUDA. And today we are looking at cross-selling, which is the C in the CUDA. Then there is upselling, then there is downselling, the D, and there is add-ons. So for today, we are going to focus on cross-selling and upselling. So what is the difference? Maybe we could just, maybe from just a layman's language to be able to understand what upselling is. So upselling is basically when you now encourage your customers to purchase a higher end or an upgrade version or a more expensive version of the product or the service that you're offering. So initially, maybe when the customer comes in, they will be coming in perhaps to buy a certain type of laptop or maybe a certain type of phone. Then they look at it and say, okay, I want this S24. Maybe the price is Samsung S24. Maybe the price is, let's say, 100,000. And once now the customer is convinced that this, they want to buy a phone, this is what they have identified. The upgrading will come when now the attendant or the salesperson there comes and says, okay, this is a very good phone, but perhaps maybe for just an extra like 20, you could get a same type, higher version, better features, and something that will even last longer. And maybe it even comes with a free, what do you call it? Power. It's called power bank. Yes. So it's that place where, yes, you are to buy this one, but there's another version that I'm convincing you to buy that will serve you better and add more value. So that is upselling. In retail, especially now, that example is in retail. If it is online, sometimes you go and buy something, you go to the cart, check the features, maybe this is a particular solution you want, then suddenly now when you want to go and pay, something pops up and shows you, okay, there's a better version with just adding a few more dollars. You can be able to get something that has more and more features. And there you go, you look at it and you're like, okay, yeah, maybe this sounds better. And you click and you're able to buy. So that is upselling. Then cross-selling is more of complementary in terms of, for example, when you go to the supermarket, I'll give an example of a supermarket retail. So when you go to retail and you want to buy bread, most of us in the evening when we're going to shop, we want to go buy bread. So when you're going to buy bread, there's a way, when they arrange the supermarket, the whole science of merchandising, they will make sure that they put somewhere around there some blue band, some so that as you're buying the bread, you turn and see blue band, like, oh, by the way, there's still no blue band in my house, so let me add. So it's more of what things go together. So the things that go together, you sort of put them where the customer can be able to see if it is retail. If it is, maybe I've also walked into a shop. Sometimes the salesperson can recommend and say, okay, you've bought this phone. This is a very good cover that would go with the phone. So sometimes they even place them there near. So when you're buying, you're like, yeah, I've gotten this very nice phone, but you're looking, to crown it all. Maybe I can buy that cover, or I could buy this earphones to go with them. So it's more of things that go together with what you're purchasing. So sometimes, even when you go on Facebook and you're looking at clothes for the ladies, you'll find many times when the model is modeling the attire, he's not just modeling the blouse. He'll put a blouse, put a blazer, and put a trouser, and you're looking at the whole package. So at the end of the day, maybe what caught your eye was the blouse, but now when you look how it looks with the suit, you're thinking, okay, let me add on all that. Let me carry products coming together nicely. So cross-selling is really more of what complements the other. And mostly it's just that idea that many times when people buy this camera, it goes with this bag. When you buy this speaker, it goes with this stand, you know. Yeah, so it's more of recommending complementary or related products that move with the main service. So that is what cross-selling is. So in terms of the differences, you'll find that when you're upselling, we are looking more of for the customer adding value, for the business more revenue. For business, you always want to sell that product that will give the customer the highest value and will also be able to give you more in terms of revenue. So one of those objectives is that upselling is increased value. And for most businesses, you'll always look to give your customer the best. But many times when they come in, they may not come wanting to pay that much. So when the customer comes in, probably they're just looking at, I just want a basic solution that can do ABCD. But once they get in and you're able to talk to them and they're like, you know what, if you just spent an extra this on this, it will give you more value, then probably they're convinced and they're like, okay, I'll take that one. So that's why sometimes we are told sell the customer what they want, but once they come in, you sell to them what they need. So sometimes upselling is just that idea of I've started with this and then I can get more with time. So there's increased value in upselling, and in cross-selling, it's more volume. And that's why I said you came in for bread, you're coming out with Blue Band, you're coming out with jam, you're coming out with something extra that goes with it. So it's more of increased volume, taking several complementary items together. For upselling is more value. So same product, maybe a higher version adds more value. Then the focus for upselling is that you'll find that this one product is the one that comes with additional features and benefits, and the value goes higher. But in cross-selling, as I said, it's more of what goes with what. So if I go to buy, trying to look for examples here. If I go to buy, uh, um, let me just say a camera, that's basic. If I remember another example, I will say, for example, I go to a boutique and I want to buy a very nice dress. Uh, the shoes that are there could be something that can complement the dress. So at the end of the day, I come out with a dress and shoes. So it is more of what goes with that. And for example, if it's an evening, I'm going to buy something that is an evening wear. They will have those bags, those small bags there telling me that you see this goes very well with this, so that when you get out of here you're set, you go straight, you can even just dress up and go straight to your occasion. So that is more of complementary. Then in terms of customers, yeah, it's better qualities, better features when you're upselling. And for cross-selling, it's convenience. If I can walk into one place and get everything that I need for that occasion, it means it saved me a lot of work of moving from this shop, buying a dress, going to look for another place to buy shoes, going to look for another place to buy different items. So the fact that it is more convenient if I'm able to buy a phone, buy its casing, buy what are they called? The different covers, like if I'm able to find that in one shop, it's more convenient for me. So that is why sometimes you'd rather maybe just go to the supermarket for the monthly shopping and buy everything there, other than going to the local duka where you buy a few here, buy a few there, it becomes hectic. So that convenience, that convenience is what makes the cross-selling really good. And then the other one, um, yeah, customers, you get to get more information as a customer in terms of what complements the purchase that you're making, like what else goes with this. So for example, in my business, I would, for instance, if for example a customer comes in because they want sales training, then they discover part of what you also offer is leadership. You get it? So at the end of
Yeah.
the day, they have come in and they've come to realize that part of what maybe they're struggling with sales numbers could be the sales leadership. So if that is also available, and it is in-house. It makes it more convenient for them. Yeah, so I hope we are beginning to see the difference between upselling and cross-selling. Why are we saying that all this is important? Number one, upselling and cross-selling are very key, because if you're able to strategically serve your customer by mapping their whole journey in a way that I have understood the buyer persona of a lady coming into a boutique, and I'm able to provide everything that they need when they come in, that is increased revenue for me, because now the customer will always feel like if I go here, I get everything I want. So it is increased revenue for the business. Secondly, if you're selling more higher value items by up selling, and also more by cross selling, then you're increasing the amount of revenue that is coming into your business, and you're also adding value to the customer. So it's like being able to kill two birds with one stone. Then the other thing is there's enhanced customer satisfaction. Why? Because I know if I go to this particular shop, I will get everything that I want. I know if I go to this particular shop, they'll be able to educate me on what products are of better value. So can you imagine, like, the shop, maybe I'd gone to buy a phone, if the attendant maybe didn't understand the product that are in there, and be able to know that this version or this customer could actually get maybe more value if they can just add in an extra money. If the attendant was not aware of that, then you see that that particular shop will lose has lost some income, because I had the capacity of adding 30,000 to buy a 120,000 worth phone. But because somebody did not educate me, I just picked what I saw and I went out. So you see the difference. So selling as a strategy for a business is very key. And that is why it is very important for your people to understand what are the products that you have, so that they act as educators to customers. So when you're walking in there as a customer, and sometimes back, I think we said sometimes buying can be difficult. You might want a dress, and the occasion, but you're not really sure how you want it to be. But if you find an attendant who will move around with you and tell you, okay, what is the occasion, what is the
Mm-hmm.
color, what is the theme, they kind of assist you, and at the end of the day, you come out feeling very satisfied because everything is there. What about now? Like nowadays, sometimes you walk into a boutique in town, enter the shop, go around, and nobody has even talked to you. So for me, sometimes when I get into such shops, I just get in and I get out, and I look for some place else, because I feel like they are not recognizing my value. Because for you to walk into a boutique in this day and age where we are buying things online, it means I'm very intentional. Like for me, I live very far away from town, so it's very rare that I go to town to look for something. So imagine you go to Nairobi town, you get parking, you pay 300 shillings, you walk yourself into a shop, then nobody bothers with you, and you go back home with your money, or you go and spend it elsewhere. So it is very important for business people to be very cognizant that a strategy around upselling, a strategy around cross-selling, and being able to educate the people that you live there in those shops, so that they're able to take advantage and not leave any money, is very, very key. So increased revenue, enhanced customer satisfaction, I've talked about it. I will keep going. There are shops that I know, if I need anything, I'll just go there. I'll just go there and I know I'll have everything that I need, in terms of electronics. There are specific shops that you go, you'll get everything there. There are specific sites when you want to buy things online that if you go, you'll get everything. So it is very important to know that that aspect of having an upselling and cross-selling strategy helps you also to retain customers. They give you repeat business. The other thing is you're able to have a strategy around how you bundle some items that go together. So in retail, they know that if you do not arrange that store in such a way that you're understanding the buyer psychology and how people buy, then there are some things that you'll never sell. For example, let's just take the simple example of a supermarket. There's a reason why they put milk at the end, complete end. So when you get into a supermarket, you'll not find milk there at the counter, it's at the end. So it is buyer psychology, because nobody leaves the house to come to the supermarket to buy a chocolate. You specifically go because there's no milk, there's no, so you're rushing in the evening, you go park, you have to get milk for your household. Then so when you get in there, you want to rush and go to the end where the milk is. But you see, along the way, they've put very many attractive things. They have intentionally used that buyer psychology and the merchandising principles to put some things on eye level, where when you see it, you're like, my kid was asking for something, let me buy it. So all the way, there are things they put there. Oh, you see there's sausage, then you remember, okay, I can do sausage with. And that's why sometimes I don't like going to the supermarket. You go with one intention, then you end up, buying so many things, because our eyes are really like, we are attracted to good things, nice things, and then when we see them, we remember. So they have arranged the store in such a way that you move around, you can see sausage. By the time you reach to your milk, you've already picked other things you hadn't planned to buy. And on your way back, there at the counter, there are sweets and there's chocolate and there's, so you're looking at like, oh, I could do with one more chocolate. So there's a whole psychology on cross-selling and upselling happening even in a retail store. So that at the end of the day, the customer is able to buy quite a number of items, yet they only came for one. So you see how that strategy can really help you. So you have to be intentional about it. It helps you now to manage inventory, because you're able to place some items that would not move next to the complementary items. So that helps them to move. All right. Then competitive advantage. People nowadays, we want convenience. So if you're very cognizant of all these strategies around cross-selling and upselling, you will incorporate it in your strategy. And at the end of the day, you have competitive advantage, other than somebody who maybe just sells one thing and is not thinking about other, aspects of what more could that customer need when they walk into that particular shop, or when they come to you for a service. Yeah, so basically that is it. I hope I have brought some clarity around upselling and cross-selling. Yeah.
Yes, 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 you have. You have actually even jumped in to give us a bit of the techniques and strategies. And we have
Mm.
actually even broadened it up and told us a bit on what strategies work, a bit of the online and the brick and mortar. I guess in the next question, you can actually put in place that better, like asking, what role does customer segmentation play in maximizing profits through upselling and cross-selling? And I think you can use the examples as you had picked, the online one, and of course, the brick and mortar.
So I think we're talking about several things here. So customer segmentation is just, it just helps you to be able to know which customers buy what. All right. So that in the whole market, you cannot be for everybody, but being able to understand that if my target market is, for example, a woman, do that the persona thing, the avatar thing of, if I identify and I say, um, my my target market, for example, if I say my target market is university students and I'm selling electronics, if I decide that is my target market, customer segmentation means you study that person or that persona in such a way that when you have decided to bring a solution for them, you have them totally in mind. So you look at their journey in terms of, number one, what kind of gadgets do they want if I'm doing electronics? Maybe what kind of pricing is affordable for them? How more can they stretch in terms of being able to purchase the electronics that I'm selling to them? Who makes the buying decisions? What appeals to them? So if I'm able to, understand that persona and then segment and know that if this shop is going to be, my target audience is going to be university students, these are the things I have to put there, so that even if it is online and they are scrolling, they can come in and see, oh, there's this particular phone. Now this particular age are into the cameras. They're always taking selfies all over the place. So if that can be a selling point, then that is something that has to be emphasized in terms of the features so that it catches their attention. And then when they go in there, they can see, oh, the price is cheap, yet it has all these features. I think this can work for me. On top of that, maybe I need a screen protector. All right. So what kind of screen protector is here in Echo Apple? You get what I mean? As in, segmentation is just knowing your market and what they need, and then now being able to incorporate all that with what we are talking about today. So there's the product that will catch my eye. If I'm scrolling, I go in there. After I go in there, have you understood me to the extent that you know that if it's a high-end phone, then the kind of people who are buying high-end phones, this is what they like looking at. And if at all, let's say it's an online store, if at all I'm doing phones and I have the phone covers in there, I have to put things that look like the target market that I want to appeal to. So it has to be somebody who can spend 130,000 on a phone. It has to be somebody who, if you're putting there the phone covers, they have to look executive. The colors have to look sharp. It's a very different kind of, target market, but you have to speak to it with how you display, either if it is in store or online. So maybe just to get the two differences that you had asked about in terms of online and brick and mortar businesses. So online businesses are basically what a lot, it's more of what is happening nowadays. Nowadays, the shop has moved from physical to online. And even if you have a brick and mortar, which is like the walk-ins, the shops that you walk in, literally there's customer care, there are people talking to you. The physical presence, that is the brick and mortar, which nowadays is still there. But if you're in brick and mortar and you're not online, then there's a market that you're missing, because nowadays people prefer to look at what they want online and then order, and then the deliveries are done. So online, if you have a business online and you want to employ the strategies we've talked about, that is upselling and cross-selling, there are certain things you have to put into consideration. So say you're selling online courses, and maybe we have bought some of them. So you go to Coursera or you go to Udemy, you go and pick a course. So when you pick a course, normally you start seeing the some things popping up there telling you that this other course has also been ordered by the people that have taken this course. So for that package, you can take this course in selling and another one in AI, because it's written there commonly taken. So in your mind, okay, you are to purchase this, but again you're looking, okay, wouldn't it be a good bargain if I'm able to now take this course plus AI at this price? So if you're online, you have to be very, very intentional around how you display your products in that, the online shop. And then the other thing you have to look at is, after somebody maybe has picked an item, when they're about to check out, and I think you've seen this for those of us who purchase a lot of these things online, when you've put maybe one book in your cart, you start seeing something popping up there saying, okay, for an extra this, you could get a bigger package. So that is upselling. They're already trying to show you that you could get this version at a better price. They're employing upselling and cross-selling there. So they're trying to tell you, like, instead of you buying this one, buy this one with AI, because one time you will still need AI anyway. So you look at the offers that they're giving you. So before you check out of your cart, you decide, okay, now instead of this one, let me buy this one, or let me buy these two. So you add into your cart. So they're looking at those two things, giving you a better version, making it pop. Secondly, they're looking at what goes with what, and they display it there, and you're able to pick. So the employing the upselling and cross-selling strategy online is simply bringing that awareness to a customer that this thing normally goes with this, that the people who have bought this one have also bought this, that the people who have done this course have also done this course. These things go together. So that is the online. In the brick and mortar, or let me just say in store, the strategy there, I think I mentioned it a bit, is make sure that the people you leave at the store are very well trained to understand the products that are in that shop and to educate the customers as they come in. Even in salons, for some of us who are ladies, sorry, I've said a lot of examples doing ladies. For some of us who are ladies, yes, you want to make your hair, but when you're entering that salon, you kind of have a wish of having somebody do a consultancy for you in a way and tell you that, madam, normally you keep on doing this style. I have other styles here that I think would suit you. And maybe they show you, they're like, yeah, this one would suit you, but this one would suit you. And you're looking and you're like, hey, anyway, let me do something different. You see, it's because of the power of this attendant or the owner, whoever is in the salon, being able to understand my persona as a woman who wants to look good, knows a little bit about my taste, and now is giving me other options that could be slightly expensive but are in style. So nowadays we are told, you go to the salon, you're told that this is the in thing. Most of the rich women, this is what they put. So you think, hey, so how much is it? Just an extra like 2,000, and you're thinking, okay, this will give me that look. So you, for brick and mortar, have people in the shop, have people in your business who understand the product, who understand the service, who can, when a customer comes in, let them work with that customer. If I want to buy electronics, let them work with them, work with the customer, ask them what are you looking at, what is it for, what is the budget like, maybe for extra more you could have this, these are the features. You want somebody to work with you. And if you're not able to employ that strategy of training your staff to understand your products and bringing the strategy of upselling and cross-selling, then you're missing out on revenue. You're missing out on revenue because sometimes yes, we enter to buy something specific, but many times, please know that customers don't know. They are also longing for information. They're also longing for what is in what is the current thing, and give them that information and let them make a decision. Yeah, so the strategy there, if you're on brick and mortar, please make sure that you educate your people to the way you display, in-store display. Let it speak to your understanding of that power of merchandising and the psychology of your buyers. Put things that go together. Yeah. Don't put one thing on the left and the other one on the other side. Put them together, because sometimes when maybe I've gone to buy something and I don't have an OTP or that cable that connects this to this, put it somewhere there. And maybe you can even suggest to me, most people who are buying this are buying it with this cord. It transfers from type C to USB or USB to type C. Educate the customer and be like, okay, you've even helped me. So, I hadn't thought of it, but I think this would work. So put those items together that go together. Help the customers make the decisions quickly. Secondly, if somebody wants to buy this thing, be transparent enough to say that, yeah, this one is good. It will serve you very well. It has this and these features. But if you could just have an extra this, then this would work. Another thing is bundling. You can decide to do offers around buy one, buy two, get one free. Buy two pieces of blue band, get, maybe, I don't know, one piece of this free, or have those extra things that you put as offers so that you kind of bundle things that complement each other together. That helps to do the upselling and cross-selling strategies that we are talking about. So arrange your store properly. Yeah, make sure that you're not putting the things that they need in one place. Apply the merchandising principles if it's a big space. Be able to have people who are educated, they know the offers. I remember there's a time I was going to buy, I think I was doing shopping for the house. Then I went to the supermarket and I took this bundle of tissues, the pack, the 12 pack. And I was almost, putting it in the cart and going to pay. And one of the attendants was like, hey, madam, you're buying tissue. Have you seen that there's an offer with this type of tissue? Then I go back and it's like, imagine for two, you get two for the price of almost one with just an additional amount. Do you know, I was so grateful to that attendant because I was able to get two rolls at a very lower price. So you see, that means that in that store, either the supplier for that tissue had educated the floor people, to understand and know that this is what is on offer. So for a customer, you can speak to them. So they had gone an extra way to educate and to be able to make them understand, or the owner of the store was doing that to help in moving that product. Yeah. Yeah, and things like loyalty programs, we see them in our supermarkets. You know, the way you're given a card after you buy several things, the more you buy, the more you get points, and you can redeem them at some point. Those are some of the things you can put in there. Yeah, I hope I have spoken a little bit to that. Maybe just one additional point would be understand the customer journey such that upselling can happen after I already bought something. So, for instance, if I bought something from you, even if it is a service and I'm about to, the subscription is about to get over, you can start reminding me early that, yeah, your subscription is almost due, but maybe you could take this other bundle that can do more for you. So you even have services like even the Zooms and the Google Meets we have. Sometimes, the service is free, but after a while, they keep reminding you that for more you can do this. So the entry could be at a lower rate or even free, and then afterwards you start upselling. Even YouTube nowadays, I think you see the adverts are so many, and then they are bringing in, for advert free package, you can just pay this much per month. Those are the strategies we are talking about here: upselling and cross selling. Those are the strategies that they're employing. Yeah.
Okay. Quite insightful. I think when you have given out the examples, it's even making easier. It's sort of what we sort of experience, but and probably even just do it in the businesses, but don't think through it. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that leads us now to the next question. Because as you're aware, business owners, they sometimes struggle with the implementation process.
Mm.
So probably you can share how best the business owners can integrate the upselling and cross-selling into the sales process without
Mm.
overwhelming the customer. You might have alluded to that when you've mentioned about having the employees have an idea of the product and so on and so forth. But sometimes it becomes a bit pesky because I was walking in and I need to get out. Don't start talking to me about one, two, I don't know, 1,001 things. How
Mm.
to, yeah, because sometimes we already have the mindset of I was coming in for 2 minutes. Kindly don't eat into
Mm.
my time. And I'm not, and as you said, remember Tola selling is also change.
Yeah.
I'm stuck to the product I bought and I've been buying and I'm fine. So kindly guide us through that.
Yeah. So for you not to struggle too much with this cross-selling and upselling, don't be, if you don't want the customers to be overwhelmed, don't overdo it. Like now, if I've gone online, I've identified a particular item, and you want to suggest to me other items that could go together, avoid bombarding the customer with too many options, because I'm about to clear my cart, another offer pops. I'm about to clear my another one again. I'm about so I've been in those sites where you go and buy, a product, but they're keeping on. It's like you're not getting to the end of the purchase because they keep popping up, popping up, popping. That's too much overwhelming. It's too overwhelming. In fact, like if it is online, it reaches a point when somebody's like, you know what? Let me just let this thing go because it seems like now it's getting too salesy. Now it's getting too much like you want my money. It's no longer about what I want. It's now becoming more of what you want. And you're just pushing so that you can be able to get more money out of me. So you have to know when to stop. So for me, I would advise if it's on the cart, I'm about to just suggest one or two and let it be. And if it is physically, we talked about one-on-one selling the other time and sales conversations. Yeah, so sales conversations, if you can sense somebody is in a hurry, as in, don't be insisting. I mean, I'm telling you I don't have time. You're still telling me about this offer. I'm telling you I do not have time. Focus more on, the in-store displays, like focus more on visual things that will make somebody look and say, can I take time to go see what is happening here? Maybe they're offering free samples of these new sausages here. They're cooking them there, they're cutting them, let that curiosity bring me there, and then maybe you can tell me a little bit about that which you're selling. And also be observant to see the customer who seems indecisive. Like you can be in a small, you see somebody buying this one, they seem indecisive, they seem a bit confused. So the people in the store should be able to note that and see, how can I help? Is it something you're looking for? Maybe they're not here, they're on the other end. So just teach your people to be able to also observe, because we said earlier before that a lot of communication is actually very, very nonverbal. It is body signals, I'm in a hurry, you want to stop me. We're almost ramming into each other. I mean, you can physically see I'm in a hurry. Then there's this shopper who, they're just, looking around. They seem to be interested with what they have seen. Bring me closer. Let me know what to do. So it's just being able to understand that. Don't overwhelm the customers and make yourself look salesy. Focus a lot more on the value. Focus a lot more on education. If I look like I'm trying to make a decision, especially these high cost buying decisions, many times if it is a lot of money at stake, I'll be taking time to look at this model, then I move to this other one. Now that is the opportunity for the salesperson to come and help guide me. But if I'm in a rush to just pick milk, let me pick my milk and move. But I know amongst those shoppers, there are some who would want my guidance. The second thing, just focus on display. Focus on making sure that you have placed your products in the right places where somebody can spot them. Focus on bundling together, like in display, put together things that go together, so that sometimes it's just a customer checking and seeing, and then they ask. Yeah. So basically, just don't overwhelm the customers. It's a good strategy. Don't overwhelm, but also don't look so disconnected with customers that need support. Yeah, I think that is what I would say.
Okay, so that comes to, as remember, part of the topic was on profits. So probably you can guide us on how can businesses balance their short-term profit maximization with long-term customer relationship building in their upselling and cross-selling efforts.
All right. So when we talk about maximizing profits, we are looking at a strategy around, you want loyalty, you want repeat business, you want to be able to upsell to the same customers. So in terms of looking at it as a long-term strategy, for me, I would advise understand that customer journey very well. There are organizations where, like for example, they sell products, and they can see the history, leverage on data, look at the kind of customers that you have had. What are they buying? What is the feedback that they are giving you? If it is online, there's normally that feedback. There's sometimes there's that, comment section feedback. What are people saying? Be able to look at that data and see what are these buying patterns. When you've done business for a while, you have some data that you can observe. Start seeing, what do they buy this with? What are they saying? What are they asking? So that you're able to see, how do I now incorporate? If, for example, I started just selling one item, but they seem to be asking for others, how can I incorporate those into my array of products, so that at the end of the day, I'm serving them by adding value to them, and I'm also bringing in more income for my business. Secondly, once a customer walks into your shop or buys one of your service, be cognizant of the long term. Like, for those of us who are offering services, then maybe somebody comes and buys a a coaching program from me? How do I want to ensure that I embrace this person in such a way that every time that they will need more services, they can come to me? So don't just think about, I will bundle this product to them and then they buy and they go. No, think about what are the other things that this person might need that we can already put together. And that's why sometimes I often say collaborations in the service industry can be very, very key, because you see the target market is the same. So for example, if you have one customer, and I said the other time, I go to a company, they want sales training. But once I reach there, these same people are struggling with HR. You get what I mean? So how about looking at collaborations in such a way that I do have some HR partners that can be able to assist this same customer in terms of the HR solutions that they need. What so if you cannot have those things in-house, then how can you have collaborations where these customers know that when they come to you, they'll be able to get a solution through the collaborations that you have. So if you can have within your house or within your array of products solutions for that same customer throughout their lifetime value, the better. So you'll have organizations that you buy a product, maybe it's on credit, they're able to check your credit history, it is good. When you're about to finish the first one, they're already calling you to tell you, oh, we like your site, we've been with you for a while, you've been such a good customer, there's this other product coming through, would you be interested? Just looking at the whole customer journey for one customer and seeing what else can I provide for this customer in my area of expertise that will help them. If it is not in my area of expertise, who else can I partner with who will help support this customer through the journey? So having just that long-term look at things, and also have values and the aspect that customers also want to trust you. So be transparent in the sense that if you're upselling to me something and you've promised that these features are A, B, C, D, let it be what you say is what I actually get. And if that is the case, that what you sell is what I actually get, then it means once I need more services, I'll still come to you. If I have somebody else, like another 6 people I know, I will refer them to you. So those are the kind of things that you have to kind of look at as an entrepreneur if you're looking at long term and short versus short term. So short term is good, yes, you've sold to them, but also think through the whole customer journey. What can I be able to provide? Because when a customer buys to you the first time, that can be like an acquisition strategy, where now I have a maybe customer base of 10,000 people. But start thinking, I have a customer base. If at the end of the day, maybe I'll have a customer base of 10,000 people. What else do these people need? Say, for example, I'm selling speed governors. Just for example, I'm selling speed governors. The target market or segment is already people who own cars. Some have fleets, some have this. So think through, what other thing would they need? Yeah, maybe we can have an auto service for them. Just the way petrol stations nowadays have an auto service place, they have a place they can repair. It's because they've thought through and they've seen, oh, these customers who come here have cars, which means these cars, need service at some point, which means this, like, be able to look into that customer and see whether can we have a house where they can come for petrol, they can come for service, they can come for, they need oil, they need all this. Look, can we have them here so that when they come, they are totally sorted? And that keeps it long term, because now people know, when I go there, me, I can just sit down and have everything done for my car once in a month. So looking at the long term and not the short term, by putting into consideration the idea that this customer might need a better version, this might happen, so then they may need ABCD. If it is the women products, when I come in, I want my nails, I want my hair, I want clothes, I want, try to put all that there so that now you have customer, the life value of your customers are higher, which means you're able to serve them longer and also have some predictable income, sustainability around your business. So I think that is what I would like to add, Kathy. I hope we have made sense for today. We made some sense around upselling.
Yes, 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 yes. You definitely have. You definitely have. So let's think about overcoming challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can also, with based on your experience, some of the common challenges businesses face when trying to implement the upselling and cross-selling techniques, and how can they overcome them?
Yeah, so the first one is that one of resistance, because if you oversell, the customers will resist. Yeah, so if you become very pushy, the customers will resist. The other challenge is, of course, maybe you're not able to have everything, as we are saying, in-house. But even when you go to town, you realize there's a lot of collaboration. You will never go to a shop that sells phones and you ask them, for example, for shop accessories, and they tell you they don't have. They will just tell you, hold on a little bit, madam, just 1 second. And they'll be rushing, getting that item from somebody else and coming to you to sell it to you. You get it? So they have,
Yeah.
you will imagine that this person has they don't have everything. They have just understood that their customers work with ABCD. You'll find even those selling clothes. They have some clothes CG from where, from Turkey, from where. So you walk in, you want to buy this, you don't have the shoe. They're like, madam, just wait there a little bit. There are some ninis, let me come and bring them and show you. So at the end of the day, the challenges can be there whereby you're not able to offer everything, but have collaborations. Have people that can offer something uh, to this same customer that you're serving. So, for example, if I'm selling certain parts around cars, I will have collaborations with the maybe garage. You understand? Where now I know, you don't worry too much. If this breaks down, there's somebody I can refer you that will help you. So challenges will come where you're not able to serve completely, but embrace collaborations, embrace having people around you who can be able to support the same customer. And at the end of the day, the customer is happy. So they'll always be coming to you. Yet at the end of the day, you're not even the one providing everything, but you have studied them, understood what they want, and are able to serve them. So other challenges that people face is maybe an untrained, yeah, you have an untrained workforce. Take time to be able to do product knowledge training to your team. Yeah, if the numbers are not coming, customers are walking in, they're coming out without purchasing, upselling is not happening. It could be something to do with the people. So as we said in business, there are three things that we look at that really, um, you know, are very, very key. We talked about the product, the people, and the processes. So you always have to look and see. Maybe it's a people issue. Maybe it's a product issue. How do I solve that? Maybe it's a process issue. How do I adjust my process such that even if it's an online platform that is an e-commerce online platform selling ABCD, what is it that I need to add on to it in terms of a variation so that the customer experience is smooth? You know, could be challenges around that system that you have bought. Can you look at it and make it very seamless so that if a customer goes into your shop, they don't struggle in payment, they don't struggle in looking at options. So it's just for all the challenges that you may have, do a bit of research, find out where the problem is. If it is your people, train them. They need to understand what you have. They need to understand upselling, cross-selling strategies, so that they don't just let customers go. They don't, advise them, and you lose revenue through that. Yeah. So I think that those are some of the things that I would advise businesses to do in terms of how to combat the challenges that may come. Yeah.
Thank you very much. There is a question from Pablo Murunga as we wind up. So he's asking, so how many SME owners consider branding a key part of their investment for success?
Just come again. What percent? What percentage?
No, I think he's asking it's how many SME business owners consider branding
Mm-hmm.
a key part of their investment for success.
I don't. I think. I think there are not very many, but nowadays I think branding is essential. We do not have a choice. So very few have made that transition to realize that branding is very key, because now it's more visibility. So whatever product you're selling, if you're not visible, if you're not available, if we cannot see you, then you cannot sell. So branding, in the sense that you have to brand and do a lot of digital marketing to make sure that you're being seen. If it is online, you have to be in all those platforms, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the LinkedIn. You have to be there, because if you're not there, then we don't see you and you will not get sales. So branding is very key, and I think it's something that now, slowly by slowly, most SMEs are now becoming aware of. And it is just exciting to be able to be in this time, um, in this time of personal branding, online marketing. It's just a wonderful space to be in, because I see branding being very, very key. So branding is key, but it's still a very big gap with SMEs. And for those who are experts in that area, there's a very big gap in the market. Like, entrepreneurs want to brand, but they don't know how to. They want to be present online, but they don't know how to. So they are recognizing that they need to do it, but they don't know how to. So there's a very big opportunity for more of the people who provide knowledge around that to be able to speak to SMEs and help them make a difference.
Totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Times are changing, especially for some of us who are not, what are they called? We are not that tech savvy. Nowadays, we have to learn. There's personal branding. You as an entrepreneur, people have to see you, they have to hear you. Otherwise, they don't know you. You could be having the best product, but you're not seen. So it's very important. But to be honest, that gap is there. So many entrepreneurs want, but they do not know how. So over there's a very big gap of people in personal branding, online, e-commerce. There's a very big gap there. And even for the brick and mortar retail stores, the supermarkets, if you're not online, then you're missing out, because people are moving. We even have people who shop for us. I'm sure, Catherine, maybe you have somebody, I don't know that you have, but there's some agents who shop for you. They tell you, give you your list of things that you require, shop for you and bring for you. Convenience. So branding is key, very key.
I think when you put it that way, I can just sum it up and say that there you've put it, yes, there's a gap. And yes, not everybody is very sure of how to go about it. There's a bit of confusion. Should I have my name plus I tag my store, blah, blah, blah. But it's a conversation we look forward to having. And I urge Pablo Murunga to continue following us. We will pick it up in one of the months before the end of the year. That will be on a separate edition. But thank you for the question. And thank you, Sonny, for that insightful conversation. And thank you all for your presence. And that brings us to the end of this week's Founders Conversation, powered by the SME Founders Association, where we connect entrepreneurs and professionals to money, markets, and mentors. Joining us, I keep saying it's so easy, so easy, so easy, so easy. Simply visit our website and become a member for 5,000 shillings, which helps you unlock access to valuable learning and networking opportunities. We actually have one opportunity coming up this Thursday, a physical event at Royal Golf Club, Nairobi, starting from about 7:30 to 10:30 a.m. Kindly pick your ticket, go quickly to our website and tap on it. I've been your host, Catherine Kariuki. Until next Thursday, keep selling and thriving, and join us in a new edition for March. Thank you and see you next time.